Fund, grants, government, oh my. In this video, I'll show you the 5 things you must know about the LA COVID Fund Grant. Up to $25,000 grant, you'll learn where to get the small business grant and what you need to know for the LA COVID Fund Grant application to tip it in your favor. Let's ramp up. All right, we're going to jump right into this. So the LA COVID Fund Grant is being awarded a $5,000, $15,000 grant. Will be helpful for you. Give this video a thumbs up because I'm going to show you exactly what you need to know and making sure that you understand about this fund, the grant, the government, how they all work together. And so if business funding is your problem, let me go ahead and make this a little bit clearer for you to see. Move this guy over here. So there we go. So business funding is a problem. So let me make this a little bit smaller for you. Check this out. So for this LA COVID fund, it is good for those individuals who are in an LMI. And I'm going to talk about what LMI by HUD is for you in a moment, a veteran-owned and environment. So that's something different. And this LA COVID Regional Fund is brought to you by, it's the LISC grant administrator. So they're actually administrating the fund. They're managing the fund. So LISC grant administrators, they're the teams behind this LA COVID Regional Fund. So, but here's the things, these are the 5 things that you must know. And then we'll show you, I'm going to show you in about 10, 15 seconds about the website. But the funding round is closing soon. So you have to get on this today, tomorrow. I think it's September 4th. I know it's September 4th. So you got to get on this. It's for micro entrepreneurs, and I'll show you what they determine what micro entrepreneurs is. Very small business and nonprofits, small businesses, and then it's weighted and randomized. And I'm going to show you what that means right now. So go to this website. You'll see, let me show you the top of it. And all the links are in the description section below. And so, and add constructive feedback in the comment section. That's how I get the feedback from owners and entrepreneurs that I work with that might help them digitally transform and upgrade their technology into this new e-commerce contactless world. And those kind of entrepreneurs who also appreciate small business grant information. So if you appreciate small business grant information, leave your constructive feedback in your comment section below. And in the description section, I have the links for you, how you can contact myself, my team, and get all this great information. So the round 4 is now open through September 4th. You see, hopefully my big cursor that I made for you is big enough. So just click apply here. But before you do that, remember the 5 things I talked about, because I always want to give you 5 good tips. Here's what, let me move this guy over here. Here's what they're talking about. Micro entrepreneurs. So what is that? Micro entrepreneurs are those businesses that receive revenue of less than $100,000. Then there's very small businesses. That's revenue between the $100,000 to $1 million mark. And very small nonprofits as well, the same, revenues of less than 1 million. And then there's small businesses, the ones that I primarily work with, those who have gross revenue between 1 million to $5 million. So that's how the LA COVID Fund Grant is broken down their individuals that they're going to provide money to. So micro entrepreneurs get $5,000 up to $5,000. Eligible for small businesses and nonprofits, that's $15,000 grant, so that's a $15K grant. And small businesses, that is a $25K grant, so $25K grant. And remember, this is all administered by the LISC grant team, and that is administrating this whole fund for the LA COVID Fund Grant. And so, remember I talked about weighted and randomized. Here's how you can tip it into your favor. So I'm going to see if I can make the screen bigger for you. Let's see here. Can you see that? Is that big enough for you? So over here, grants winners are going to be randomized application system, and it's also going to be heavily weighted in the system. Veteran-owned small business. Small businesses and nonprofits have less than $500,000 of yearly revenue. That's how they're going to weight their own internal algorithms to those individuals to get this grant. Then also it says the LMI. Remember I talked about the LMI? The LMI is going to be identified as the HUD. So that's what I was talking about, funds, grants, and government. They're all intertwined together because they're using the HUD census tract to define what is a low to medium income area. And then also those cities or county districts in the LA County who have a higher unemployment rate, lower education, lower medium income, household income. So I'm here in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I know how expensive life is. I have a brother who lives out in LA, and I know how expensive out there is. But whatever low to medium household income is determined however they do that. But you can also click on this. Don't know if you qualify, click here. And then what it happens, it pulls up a map. And this map will show you the different areas that are determined by HUD of what is low to moderate income tracts. So click on that, because remember, this is round 4 of the LA COVID Fund Grant, and there could be 2 more rounds coming. So make sure that you complete the information. And I've given other business owners this advice, is to put in a Microsoft Word document or even a Google document. But the opportunity for you is, here's the 5 things that you must know. The funding round is closing. The micro entrepreneurs, very small business owners, and then the small businesses. So you're looking at a $5,000, $15,000, and then up to $25,000 for the small business funds. And what you can do with those funds is help with paying rent, utilities, meeting payroll, paying outstanding debt to vendors, upgrading technology and infrastructure. And that's what I help businesses with. And the opportunity is, even if you have the lower utility costs. So you might not, if you're looking at getting funding from this opportunity, and it just doesn't come through, there's still opportunities for you to lower your operational costs. And you can send my team and I your energy bills, and we can see if we can lower that, especially if you're in LA. But let me go ahead and jump back over to this fund. So you see here, it says around fund applications available for preview here. And then here is the application. So just go through this application. Here's your eligible businesses. So must be operating since September 4th, 2019. Must experience a financial hardship as a result of COVID-19. Now, remember I talked about the LISC grant, the 20K grant. That's the same information. So folks, make sure you just have all the information that you're inputting in all these different grants into one document, so you can just copy and paste the information over, because there's similar information to everything that you're adding information to, especially if you're, and this one is great. Oh, this one is great too. Micro entrepreneurs, workers participating in the gig economy, street vendors, sole proprietors, independent contractors. Remember the other one, the LISC grant, the specific one, the Facebook one. That's right. The Facebook one was saying no to the independent contractors. This one you can. 1099 workers. Remember the Facebook grant? They weren't accepting that. This one will. So make sure you check this information out. Fill out. It's 16 pages that you need to read through, but it's all here for you in the PDF form. So you have the links to all this information. Make sure you go to the right place. So that's the LA COVID Fund Grant, and I'll even go to the main page for you. This is what it looks like. It's a regional recovery fund. Make sure you go to the right place. Click on the grants. Round 4 is open through September 4th. Make sure you go ahead and apply. Get this information. Make sure that you understand that there's a lot of these coming out there. So as you're growing, as you're wanting to find funds, as you're looking at to improve what you want to accomplish, make sure that you have all your information, your taxes, all that information that you need to go ahead and apply for these grants. My name is Kendall Matthews. Keep moving forward, ramp up, pivot, and thrive. Talk to you soon.